Hello, this is Jack16. I'm back with part 2 of building a O-gauge diorama. So last time we left off, I just glued these polystyrene pieces to the board for the raised track, which I can't find. There it is. If you haven't seen part 1, please, I'll put a link in the description and you can watch that. And just seeing part 1, how I use this, explaining what the idea is as well of what I want to achieve. Now, one thing I did forget to say in part 1 was once you've glued this polystyrene down, you're going to want some pressure on it. Now, I used a glue bottle. I haven't actually used it on this. This is like 20 minutes after I've done the last video. But you would put something heavy. I always use the glue bottle if it's full, which this one is, and just place it on top, and it does keep the weight down on it. So that's one thing I did forget to say, but we'll see that again later on because I'll be using it for something else. So first thing, I left this gap here, and you can probably just see that, and that was because I'm going to have a pipe coming out underneath the track, a pipe that goes underground, and it's going to lead to a small river across here. So I left that gap out so I could put the pipe in. I don't want to put the pipe in yet because I want to find the right piece of pipe and I want to paint it up and detail it up before I put it in. But what I did think of, the riverbed's not going to be right down on the board. It's going to be raised ever so slightly. So the pipe's got to be raised up a little bit. And because that gap's quite big and it's right down to the board as well, I thought, how could I raise it up? So I had a rummage through my railway run, and I found some spare card. This is from the Metcalf kits. This is spare. I always keep loads of it because I do use it quite a bit with other projects. And so what I want to do is get this card in here. Now, I don't think I got scissors with me. Nope, I always forget something. I'm just going to grab a scissors. Bear with me. Okay, so I got scissors. I'm back. Oh, I may have just knocked the camera. Sorry for that. And what we want to do then is cut this piece of card out to the right size. Now, I could have just ripped it, but I do want to do some of it professionally. And I ripped the polystyrene because that is the easiest way to do that. And I'm just cutting down this card. Don't need that on there. I can rip that off. So it's going to go in like this. Let's just, I'm going to do it longer than I should do, just to try it. And yeah, that's about right. So that's going to go in, that can go in actually, because the glue's there ready, like that. And we're just filling the side. I'll just cut the end off because the end's not card anymore. And that should do it. So I don't know if you saw that, but I will take some pictures actually as well to put at the end, so you can just see a better view of that. And I will stick this piece here just randomly, just to make sure. Now, where did I put that piece of paper? Oh, I can't remember now. I had a piece of paper up here. Right, bear with me. I'm going to stop the video and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I picked up a few items actually I needed to get for my train run. So we're going to glue this piece of card down here. Just make sure I stick in. And the piece of paper I needed to find was this, what I used earlier. I used this actually for this now. I don't think there's enough glue on there, but we will try it. Now, I will stick a little bit of glue down. There we go. And again, this is just for later on in the series when we start doing the riverbed, because I have a few ideas for that. So the pipe's going to go through here. I'll take a picture of that later on. So I picked up this knife out of my training room. Now, be careful with knives if you are using them, and I gotta be extra careful because I'm on warfarin. I've been for the last 21 years, and I cannot afford to cut myself, and I never have. So that's how careful I am. So the back scenes. This is what I want to talk about in this video. Let me just move the glue. So we're gonna have a back scene across here, like I said, with a retaining wall in series one, in episode 1, sorry. And across this end, there's going to be a wall all the way around, so it's kind of an enclosed area. Now this wall this side will be bridge pillars. It'll still be closed off, but it'll look like arches, because the idea is this is just outside the station, the other side of the road bridge, the engine's pulled in to get out of the way, and so on. So I've got these 2 pieces of spare wood out the old fire bin. I was surprised to find some in that because we've run out of firewood this winter. So I got a piece cut in half, and the idea is this is going to go on the back here, and this is going to go on here, and then the scenes are attached to that, which I got the scenes, and you'll see them soon. But the polystyrene here, which I stuck down earlier, is too close. So what I've got to do is cut it just enough. This knife is the most blunt knife in the world. That should do it. That's fine. And then this will be glued like so across there. Now it's not the full length of the board, I'm not worried about that. And this will also, even though it hold at the back seam, when I build the arches in the wall across here, they can sit on this piece. Because I thought of this after I'd done part 1. I can't sit the wall on the actual board because this is raised, so I have to have something there, which I have now. So what we're going to do, first thing we're going to do here actually, have I got any spare? Oh yeah. Yes, I got to use a spare piece of this. This is what I use as the back scenes. It's really good wood. It's really flimsy, and it's ideal for the back scenes. I've used this on my 00 gauge layout. So what I want to do is put this underneath the board, mainly because I don't want the glue to run down onto the table. As I mentioned in part 1, my mum would kill me if I got any glue on the actual table. So there we go. So what we're going to do now is glue these. And we're using PVA again. PVA is wood glue, and it works really well. Now I'm not going to put it on the edge because I don't want it running down. I don't want to get it too close to the edge because I'll use the paper, the good old paper, and smooth it in. So here we go, just get a little close. I don't want too close to the edge, like I said. I did think about using pins for the back seam, but I haven't really got any good pins, and I'm trying to do this. I don't want to spend too much on this diorama, and that's purely because I got loads of the stuff here, and I know I can use a lot of stuff. I don't chuck too much away, so that's ideal really. So that's that. I've smoothed down, I rubbed this down with a bit of sandpaper just to give it a bit of a smooth finish. So when you do stick it down, make sure it's right on the edge, and there we go. And that is now stuck. I will just make sure it's not leaking glue, moving glue on the side. That is bang on the edge now, so that's good. And we got to do the same with this side. Now here we got a piece of wood that sticks up, so we're going to have to remove that, and we will need to sand this down. Now where did I put my sandpaper? No, right behind me. I know it brought it in. So we're just going to sand this down. It's quite dirty. I'm going to have to hoover in here after. Gets a bit of dirt off as well at the same time that. There we go. Got my new hoodie, absolutely filthy doing that. So I'm going to use it long ways like that, and that's alright. Just make sure the camera's okay. Yep. Part 1 is currently uploaded. Whilst I'm doing this, I think it's uploaded actually. Since I've had this fibre optic broadband, the load times have been great, which is ideal for this series because the videos are going to be quite long. And now we're going to smooth this in like I mentioned. I don't think I've got a spare piece of board actually for this side. I'm going to have to find something because, like I said, I can't afford it going on the table. So let me just have a look. What have we got? I've got paper actually. Newspaper, that'll do. This is my minifig list. I was doing some Lego videos yesterday, and I sell Lego minifigs, and I got a brilliant store. There we go. That's perfect. We'll just move it down a bit more. There we go. Oops. And you can put this piece of wood in place now. Make sure I got it right. There we go. If there's any glue on the other side, just use your finger, which is not that much actually. It's good. And make sure it's right as close to the edge as possible. And I'm doing that just by judgment with my fingers. And it is right on the edge, so that's good. The board's not the best cut in the world, but I'll smooth that down later on. That's not a problem. And this piece of polystyrene, just we'll place it down there for now. We don't need it. It'll do a bit of filling in. So to fill this in there, we're going to have to use newspaper. But before we do that, we're going to have a look at these scenes. Now, I'm not going to stick these in the video, stick them to the board, but I will show you how to do it. Now, first of all, this has holes in because this was used as a piece on the older layout. So I'm going to have to rub them down. But the idea is, that's going to go like that. They've been cut right now. And this is the longer one for the back. And that will go like that. And they're going to be glued in place. But I can't do that in this video because of, I need to hold the board on an angle and I got to wait for the glue to set. So I'll take pictures of it, and I may even do a video of that later on when this is dried. So what you got to do is you basically run glue across here. Now, like I said, I was going to use pins, but it wouldn't go too well with the board. So I could glue this and use pins to this piece I've glued down, but I'm going to use glue. And the reason for that, I think it's easier. It's going to do just as good as a job as the pins would. So that's what you do. You put glue across there, place it down. When I do it later on, the board's going to be on a side, so it's going to be easier to hold in place. And I got special clamps that clamp it together, which I'll show you then. And yeah, that's how that's going to look. Now, that's not the height. The actual retainer wall's got to be higher than that. And it'll go around, like I said. But that's alright. That's just to make it look a bit tidier whilst I'm doing the videos. So that's for later on. Whilst I was cutting that wood, I found I got a spare piece, and I thought this would be ideal for putting the track on, like that. Just line it up right. I might have to cut the corner a bit actually because of that wood, but that's okay. I can do that later on. And so this piece of board, this is going to go on top. Now the track will go on top of this, like that. The reason I've done that, cut this piece of board and use it for this idea, is because it saves using plaster pallets over this bit. So that's nice to have this piece for the track to go on. Also, it's going to be really easy just gluing the track on here. I'm not going to use track pins. I'm quite happy because the track's not going to move about. It's just a scene. So I'm quite happy for the track to be glued, and that'll be it. So that's good. What I will do, I will go and cut this piece now, and I will glue this for this video. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I've just cut this piece out of here. That's all it needed. So now, got to sand it down. I didn't sand this down earlier, I should have. It's also quite handy to have a hoover lying around, because as it is, I'm doing this in my bedroom where my training room's right next to the bedroom. I could have done it in train run, but I got more room out here. And so I got it over, just over on my left, over that way. You can just see the cabinets that way. And yeah, so after this video I will be hoovering up. So that board's nice and trim, and hopefully if I've cut it right it should fit in perfect. Yes, it does. So down this end now I gotta make sure that's lined up, and to do that I have a metal ruler I bought from when I was building my O-gauge locomotive, which I'm still building, and this will get it where the board needs to be, and there we go. So that's good. Let's just put the ruler there. Now I did mention in part 1 that I want to trim these down on the edges just so they would they still aren't stuck actually. I'm surprised at that, because this usually sticks quite fast, polystyrene. But the bank going down to the river then. So what I'm going to do, I've got my knife again, very blunt knife, and it's ideal for polystyrene because you don't need a sharp knife for polystyrene. It's really easy to do. So I'm hoping you can see this. How much do I want to take out? That's the question. They are moving actually. I don't know why I was putting my finger in the way just then. That's a way to lose a finger. Like it says, polystyrene, it shouldn't take that hard. It shouldn't be that hard. There we go. And that's enough. And I'll do that all for these now. I'm surprised they still haven't stuck. But it's okay, they can't go anywhere. The board's on top of them. I got them marking, so if any does move out of place, I can just put that back in. I probably will do speeded up parts, not this part because this ain't going to take that long. But later on we'll be looking at other things, and I probably will have to cut away from the video and go back, if you know what I mean. So again, this is just out with a bank in, so we know how much it leans down. I'm just making sure the camera ain't going over time, because like I said, this camera can only film 20 and this video's already been split into 3. There we go. And like so, I'm going to stop doing that for now because like I said, I'm a bit worried about time at the moment with this video. So what we're going to do is, the last part I want to do for this video is glue this piece of board down. There's a bit of sandpaper there. So we're going to tip it up and put some glue down. There we go. Nice bit of glue. And use our piece of paper again and just smooth it out. Not too worried how much is on here, as long as it sticks. I might have to put a bit more yet, but there we go. I will just put a little bit more, but I'm enjoying doing this series. I am enjoying it. I'm only on part 2. It might change later on, but I doubt it. I do like building my model railways, and it's nice to do this series for you, for people who's asked me how do you do that, and well, now you know. A lot of these are carried on from what I do with the double O-gauge layout. A lot of the ideas and how I built most of that. There we go. And all you got to do now is glue's on the other side, put it back in place. I'm going to have to line this up down this end again with the ruler. So we'll do that now. If the camera does go shaky, that is probably because my arm's catching it. There we go. That is dead on. So that's what the track's going to go on. The cut was not perfect over here, but that will be covered up. The tap-in is my Millie. She's probably coming to see what I'm doing. My lovely little Labrador. Well, old Labrador now. She's getting on a bit. But that's her tap-in along. Here she comes. There she is. You can probably just hear her right now. So, yep, she's coming to see what I'm doing. So, thanks for watching. This is the end of part 2. We've done that. I'm going to finish cutting these, and in part 3, that'll be cut. I will take a picture of the riverbed. And thanks for watching, and bye until next time.